Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. In this video I wanted to tackle one of the hardest questions to come out of Security Breach. What is the canon ending? With Ruin on its way, I will tell you everything that I have discovered on my journey to find the truth about the true ending of Security Breach. To start off, I wanted to refresh you on all the endings. There are a total of 6 endings in Security Breach, those being the escape ending, where you flee the Pizzaplex at 6 AM, the VIP ending, where you exit out of the prize counter, the loading dock ending, where you drive out of the loading dock, the Vanny ending, where you and Freddy confront Vanny, which leads to Gregory disassembling Vanny, the Princess Quest ending, where you complete all 3 Princess Quest minigames and free Vanny, and the Afton ending, where you shatter Monty, Chica, and Roxy, and confront and defeat Afton. I should also mention that I will be ignoring any post-credit hillside scenes. However, I will be including any post-credit newspaper articles. This is because the hillside scenes likely don't happen, as all it shows is Gregory out of the Pizzaplex, which does not provide any new information, unlike the newspapers. Now there are 2 endings that are the main topic of debate for being the canon ending, those endings being the Afton ending and the Princess Quest ending. But before we cover those, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the other 4 endings and why they are not the canon ending. Starting off with both the VIP and the loading dock endings. Both of these endings are specialized endings for both alternate paths you can take at the beginning of the game. On top of this, they both end in a way that would not make sense to continue the story from. In the VIP ending, Freddy sets the Pizzaplex on fire as Gregory escapes out of the fire escape. Right now you're probably saying, but that would make sense, because in Ruin, the Pizzaplex looks destroyed. And I would say you're right, except for the fact that Freddy dives off the roof of the Pizzaplex, taking Vanny with him. With both Vanny and Freddy dead in this ending, the story would have no place to go. In the loading dock ending, Gregory and Freddy drive out of the Pizzaplex together, never looking back. After which, Monty replaces Freddy, and Mr. Hippo replaces Monty. This cannot be the canon ending, as Freddy and Gregory escape the Pizzaplex without solving anything, and the newspaper article at the end explains that Mr. Hippo is now a member of the band, which is never shown or talked about anywhere in the game or the Ruin trailer. The third ending that is not canon is the Vanny ending. In this ending, Gregory and Freddy confront Vanny in her Phaser Blast hideout. Doing so, Freddy gets disassembled and Gregory is left to fend for himself. Reaching Vanny's hideout, Gregory commands the staff bots to disassemble Vanny, and she gets gruesomely torn apart. There are a few issues with this ending being canon. First, the ending is far too gruesome for Steel Wool to make it the ending that actually happened. We know that Steel Wool wants to keep the game at a teen rating based on some of the scrapped voice lines, such as Freddy changing the line from "I feel you are bleeding" to "I feel you are broken," though some people think that those were changed for lore reasons. Secondly, with Vanny dead, the story doesn't have a good direction to go. Plus, many fans hope to see more of Vanny in Ruin, so it just would be a poor business decision to kill her off. Lastly, the newspaper at the end mentions that the Pizzaplex is only temporarily closed and plans to reopen next season, which wouldn't make sense considering how destroyed the Pizzaplex looks in Ruin. The final non-canon ending I want to talk about is the escape ending. In this ending, Gregory escapes at 6 AM, leaving Freddy behind in the Pizzaplex. As Gregory escapes, running down the street, he has nowhere to go, so he ends up sleeping in a box in an alley, where Vanny eventually finds him. In this ending, it is assumed that Vanny recaptures Gregory, returning him to the Pizzaplex. The main issue with this ending is that it's the only ending to have a 1-star rating, meaning that it's likely the worst ending. On top of that, with Vanny still getting up to her nefarious deeds, there would be no reason to close the Pizzaplex and no way for it to get ruined. Now let's get on to the main portion of the video. Which of the other 2 endings is canon? I will first discuss the points why people believe that the Afton ending is canon. The first and most obvious piece of evidence is that after defeating Afton, the pizza place starts collapsing and we never actually see Gregory and Freddy escape, which is a heavy piece of evidence towards why Gregory might be trapped under the Pizzaplex in Ruin. Another big piece of evidence is the fact that the Afton ending is the only animated ending. Of all the endings in the game, the only one with an animated cutscene is the Afton ending. Knowing that, it would seem that that ending holds more importance than the others. Another significant reason for people believing that the Afton ending is canon is the fact that both of the antagonists are still potentially active. We know for sure that Vanny is still out there since we never see her in the Afton ending, meaning she isn't freed. We also don't see Burntrap actually die on screen. All we see is him getting pulled in by the blob, though we can still see his legs squirming, meaning that he could still be alive. The last point I've heard people use to back up why the Afton ending is the canon ending is the fact that it's the only ending that you end up destroying all the animatronics to complete. Seeing all the Ruin animatronics in the Ruin trailer shows that they all canonically did get destroyed, which is a counterpoint to why the Princess Quest ending may not be canon. However, I do want to disprove that counterpoint. Even though you can complete the Princess Quest ending by only destroying Chica, there is a path that leads to Gregory getting all of the upgrades for Freddy before reaching Vanny. We already know that he wanted to get all the upgrades for Freddy based off the voice line that he says when he first reaches parts and service.
Freddy, check out these pictures. Chica has some sort of special voice box. Roxy has new eyes, and Monty was given better claws. We have to get these. We can upgrade you.
The canonical path that is taken is as follows. First, going to Monty's Gator Golf and destroying Monty. Then, going and crushing Roxy. Then choosing to stay. From there, destroying Chica and then confronting Vanny. We can actually see this to be true in-game. If we watch the in-game cinematic that plays after choosing the Vanny option at 6 AM, we can see by looking at Freddy, he has Monty's signature purple claws installed, proving this to be true. Next, I want to go over why the Princess Quest ending is the true canon ending. Whether you believe MatPat or not about who runs Fazbear Entertainment, you can't deny that there's something suspicious going on with the higher-ups. In one of the duffel bag messages, it says, "Interview notes. As requested, here are my notes on today's Chief Security Officer interview. While Vanessa seems eager and bright, she doesn't appear to have any relevant background information. I realize that the recommendation came from the top, but we need someone who has run security for a facility of this scale. I do not recommend her for this position. Vanessa somehow getting the lead security guard position without any prior experience isn't an accident. With the recommendation coming from the top, it shows that someone is pulling the strings and knows the importance of Vanessa and the action she must take. And with the message being labeled marked for deletion, it further cements that whoever's in control doesn't want anyone to find out about what's going on." Another message marked "No questions asked" says, "New hire summary. Head security guard, no prior qualifications, internal reference, name withheld." Even more proof that someone other than Vanessa wants as little information about her to get out as possible. Even more evidence comes from a series of messages found in Roxy Raceway. These 3 messages put together a story of a group of construction workers doing maintenance on Roxy Raceway. While working, they notice oddities that don't normally happen, like cracks forming in freshly laid cement. Quote, "Every day there's a new problem. We pour a new section of track, and as soon as it dries, we start to see cracks. Before construction was approved, there was a site evaluation, right?" As they continued work, they started to get power problems, which caused them to get annoyed and start investigating the issue. Quote, "We keep getting these brownouts, so I got fed up and did a little investigation. It looks like something is drawing a massive amount of power from the worksite. We've traced a high voltage cable that disappears right into the foundation. There's definitely something under us. We're going to bore back the foundation and find out what it is." After searching the foundation, they stumbled across what looked like an old elevator shaft that went deep below the surface. Quote, "Today we broke through the foundation and found what looks like an old elevator shaft. Someone must have known about this, right? There's something down here pulling power. I'm taking a team down in the morning to check it out." The fact that these construction workers had no idea about the pizza place directly below where they were working shows that whoever decided where to build the Pizzaplex wanted to hide what its true purpose was. Every decision that has been made about the Pizzaplex and Vanessa was made strategically and for a greater purpose. Whoever this higher-up is knows what Vanessa needs to do and is actively working to ensure that it happens. With all this evidence proving that whoever controls Fazbear Entertainment has motivation to keep Vanny in the Pizzaplex and continue with the current course of action, we can easily assume that if someone were to free Vanny from Glitchtrap's control and allow her to leave, the person in control would close the Pizzaplex. Assuming that Vanessa remembers her actions as Vanny, she has a lot of knowledge about what went on in the Pizzaplex, leaving the company at risk. This would also mean that Vanessa would know about the still active Burntrap in the pizza place under the Pizzaplex. This gives incentive and motivation for both her and Gregory to return to the mall. But the linchpin that ties the whole thing together is a huge piece of evidence that I found, which comes in the form of a short clip from the recent Ruin trailer. In this clip, we see Freddy underneath some rubble, laying atop a broken staff bot. If we look closely at the left of Freddy, we can see a textured wall, a wall some of you may find familiar. This wall pattern is the pattern seen on almost every wall in Phazerblast. With the connection to Phazerblast combined with the damaged staff bot underneath Freddy, we now know that canonically, Freddy and Gregory confront Vanny in Phazerblast, leading to Freddy getting disassembled. Now knowing that Freddy gets disassembled, plus the fact that the only ending to have 3 stars is the Princess Quest ending, and that upon completion you get the achievement calling it the good ending, I can confidently say, with definitive proof and without a doubt in my mind, that the true ending of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is the Princess Quest ending. Now, with that established, I want to wrap up this video by discussing where the story can go, starting immediately from the Princess Quest ending. I believe that what we see in the ending is mostly right, but with some changes. I think Gregory frees Vanessa, and they both leave out of the Pizzaplex. However, I believe that they do so without Freddy. I believe that instead of bringing Freddy's head, Gregory leaves with nothing. This would explain why, in the Vanny ending, we can see Freddy destroyed, seeing a very prominent piece of his outer casing removed on his lower jaw. But in the Princess Quest ending, his head is perfectly intact and undamaged. For someone who got torn apart by staff bots, it's highly unrealistic that his head was left perfectly intact. After Vanessa and Gregory escaped the Pizzaplex, I believe that the Pizzaplex closes, falling into ruin. Vanessa and Gregory most likely stick together. This is supported by the fact that Vanessa is waiting at the entrance at the end of the Princess Quest ending. Vanessa likely continues right where she left off before becoming a security guard, going back to therapy. Somewhere in her journey through therapy, she realizes that what she created is still down there, and she needs to go back and stop it. Her and Gregory return to the Pizzaplex to find it in ruin, going inside to finally finish what they started. At some point, they either get stuck under the Pizzaplex or they get captured. Depending on how genuine you feel like Gregory sounds in the trailer, it could sound like he's either getting manipulated to say these things, or he is genuine and truly needs help. That's when Cassie comes to help, and we pick up there during Ruin. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you all for tuning in to watch, and if you enjoyed, consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments if you have any differing opinions, or if you think you found anything new. Once again, thank you all, and I hope you all have a great day. See ya!